Welcome to the 3 for 3 podcast. We got the new intro going. Yep. I am Teach Nelson, joined by Coach Frank Lafada. He who just goes to championship games. That's all he does, is coach in big championship games. And Podfather Alex Gullett, what does he do? All he does is sink big putts to come in second place in big tournaments for the 3 for 3 podcast, baby.
Yep. That's what happened.
Today, episode 31. Greatest 31 ever? Probably Greg Maddux.
Yeah.
But there are some other notable 31s. Okay. Reggie Miller, who's been to a finals, and Max Strus, who's currently in a finals. And that's where we're going, part one of this series. Again, episode 31, we're talking NBA finals. So, fellas, coach, Denver is up 3-1. Okay. We got the pivotal game 5 coming through. What's been your quick thoughts on it?
My quick thoughts is Denver's been dominant. Miami is a great team effort. They play really good defense. Their no names have done what they could do, but there's just too much. I swear, I get so many reminders that Denver is like Golden State back in the. They just have so many weapons. They score from so many different levels. Their two main stars are virtually unstoppable most of the game. Denver, if they don't take it in 5, I'd be surprised. But I tell you what, my son Lane, he's like, hey, Miami did it once. Why can't they take another one? They could make this a series with one win. I was like, you're not wrong. They take one. This could be a series. All the pressure goes back on the other team if Miami wins. That's all I'm gonna say.
Hey, I mean, you're absolutely right. The two stars have been great. You know, Jokic 31, 14, and 8. Murray 23, 6, and 11. Podfather, is that how you're seeing the series?
Yeah, I think to me what stood out the most is offensively, the Heat just struggle. There are moments where it's like you can't get a bucket. It's Jimmy or nothing, or it's Bam or nothing, right? And so, Denver, super, super in control. It's cool to watch.
Yeah, I think the big thing that I've noticed is, the other stars. Jokic and Murray have been the same type of players all this postseason. I mean, Jokic has been outstanding, just been otherworldly, and Murray has turned into the 2020 Murray, right? But if you look at it, right, so a couple things I have written down, right? Michael Porter Jr. has shrunk to the occasion. He has not risen to the challenge at all. It's weird. He started the playoffs really good, looking like the player that we thought he was going to be coming out. Injury history a little bit, but other players have stepped up. I mean, Aaron Gordon had the amazing game 1. Christian Brown had the amazing game 3. And then Bruce Brown had the great game 4. So other people are stepping up, and it's great to see. Real quick on Michael Porter Jr. All right. So during the season, he did not shoot under 30% for 4 games in a row. It just never happened. Right. Now, when we started to see him going down and de-escalating in his volume, along with his stats, it ended up leading to little stints on the DL, on the injured reserve. So maybe he's hurt. Maybe he's actually playing through it. I don't know. One guy who's definitely not hurt is Jamal Murray, though. I mean, Jamal Murray, amazingly, okay? Let's list his accolades that he has so far in his NBA career. He was second team All-NBA rookie, all right? All-NBA rookie. That's his accolades. No All-Stars, no All-NBA, nothing like that. So what are your thoughts on him? Coach, let me go to you first.
My thoughts are it's exactly right. I mean, he's having a great playoffs, but the rest of his career has just been, shall they say, mid at best. He's been injured, so nothing against him. He had a great bubble playoffs, but I for every baseball or basketball person I talked to, if you thought that was the standard for Jamal Murray, then you were on an island by yourself. You just thought that was just a good little playoff set in the bubble. He's recreating what happened. And of course, there was a horrific injury after that. And he may have taken a step forward, kind of like Donovan Mitchell took a step forward afterwards too. You felt like it was the same type of escalation in their game, So point is yeah, it's deservingly so. We'll see what happens. He may be having another hot playoffs. I'll tell you what, he's just making unbelievable shots. Shots that I can never say any NBA player can sustain in a career. So, will he be this hot and make just crazy, unbelievable shots? I don't think so. I think that during the regular season he'll calm down a little bit, but you never know. You never know. I mean, the NBA, a new star is bound to rise soon, so we'll see what happens.
He's not afraid to take a big shot. Definitely. There was one play in Game 5. Jokic swung the ball back to him. I think it was the end of the second quarter, right, to end the half. And Jokic just started walking back with 5 seconds left. Jokic probably should have got the ball back, but Jamal's like, "Nah, I'm shooting this." Right, Podfather. What are your thoughts on Jamal Murray?
Here's what I think about Jamal Murray. I think he had a breakout year in the 1920 season when he played really well in the playoffs. I mean, I think the kid averaged 18 and a half, 19 points. You know, his shooting split has always been 88, 45, and 40. You know what I mean? Like, that's his shooting split. That's who he is. As a point guard in this league, I mean, what else do you want? You know, and then he's came back this year. I think he's finally fully healthy. They didn't get a lot of market television because of the Denver Nuggets. So a lot of people this is taking by surprise, but Murray's been a great player for a long time. And I think, to me, it's a crazy step. And I think health has a lot to do with him not having any accolades like that. But I think we'll see it coming up.
Yeah, it's, I think that year was the bubble year. The bubble playoffs is really when he kind of exploded. And he and Spida went back to back. I think both of them almost averaged 40 points a game in that opening round. So he's showing he can do it. It's funny for me as a big NBA draft guy. I love looking at the prospects we have coming up in a couple weeks, and you look at Kentucky players different because all these Kentucky players seem to come out of Kentucky where you're like, I think they're okay. Devin Booker, De'Aaron Fox, yeah, they're okay. And then you get to the NBA and you're like, dang, they never did this at Kentucky. So it makes me look at a player like Cason Wallace and be like, maybe it's a little different. So the big question I posed to you guys was, is he a top 20 guard? So let's play a little would you rather, right? So this is who would you want going forward? So I'm going to give you two names. Tell me Jamal or the other name, okay? And we'll always go to coach first, okay? Coach first, then Podfather. So the first one, another Kentucky Wildcat, Devin Booker. Would you rather have Jamal going forward or Devin Booker?
Devin Booker.
Devin Booker.
Yeah, we are 3 for 3 there. Devin Booker. I think it's got to be Devin Booker. I think his resume is better. I think his ceiling's a little bit higher too. Jaylen Brown.
Jamal Murray.
Jamal Murray.
Yeah, 2 for 3. I'm Jaylen Brown. You guys know. I mean, Celtic fan. I just love the two-way stuff that he does. So
it's close. It's close though. It's close.
But you look at Jaylen Brown's resume, and it's so much deeper.
Yeah.
But I think a lot, like you said, had to do with health.
Yeah.
And insert Podfather saying something about, but that's Boston Celtics. They buy it. Okay, thank you. Just making sure. Dame Lillard. Who would you rather have, Dame Lillard going forward or Jamal Murray?
Damian Lillard, yeah.
Yeah, Dame time.
Give me Jamal Murray. Give me 6 years younger. He's 26. I'd rather going forward, give me Jamal Murray all day. I think Damian Lillard has about 2 more years and then he's going to fall off. Kyrie Irving.
Kyrie. Oh, sorry, coach.
Kyrie, yeah. No, you didn't interrupt. I'll take Kyrie.
2 for 3 again. Give me Jamal Murray. I don't trust Kyrie. I mean, I don't know how anybody can trust Kyrie. Who knows? He could be burning sage and like, hey, I'm going to go to Nepal for the season, man.
All I see is that 3 in Steph Curry's face to win a championship. That's all I can remember. That's nothing else. Nothing else in my head.
And Kevin Love's defense.
Kevin Love's defense on Steph Curry for the final possession. Underrated moment.
The guy he went back and forth with in the Buttles, Spida Mitchell.
Jamal Murray.
Jamal Murray.
I think it's got to be Jamal Murray. We're 3 for 3 there. I just think he's got such a – when you look at Spida just doesn't look like he can close. I mean, I just don't see him as a killer. And I think Jamal is ready to take those shots. Another young guy, another Wildcat, SGA.
Jamal Murray.
Jamal Murray.
Give me SGA.
No.
Give me SGA. He's 23 years old. If I project down SGA 3 years from now, I think he's got a higher upside than Jamal Murray. Darius Garland.
Jamal Murray.
Jamal Murray.
Man, I think recency bias has got you guys lit up. Give me Darius Garland.
I think Darius Garland is so overrated.
He's 3 years. No, well, he's the best guy from that draft class right now. That's a fact.
Yeah, it's a bad draft class.
Yeah, I mean, left to right, I look at Jamal Murray's resume right now, and the one thing that will stand out to me is that when it comes to the playoff time, the kid comes to play. Like, if you're telling me I need to win a series, who you taking? It's that I don't know. It's not question to me. I'll take Jamal Murray.
I guess the way I look at it is if I were to put Darius Garland on Denver and if I put Jamal Murray on Cleveland, I think Darius Garland is going to do even better in Denver than he will in Cleveland. I just think there's a Jokic effect. I think there's a Jokic tax to Jamal Murray's game. Ja Morant.
Jamal Murray.
Jamal Murray.
Click clack, we're 3 for 3, baby. Jamal Murray again, kind of like the Kyrie. You can't trust Ja, right? You cannot trust. You can trust him to do something stupid. That's what you can trust him to do.
Keeps playing with toys.
Yeah.
Way to go, Clarence. Trae Young. Trae Young. Ice Trae.
Oh, Jamal Murray.
Definitely Jamal Murray.
3 for 3, Jamal Murray. James Harden.
James, so going forward,
Yeah.
Jamal Murray.
Jamal Murray.
In the Elder State. I mean,
3 for 3. I mean, talk about lack of trust. You really can't trust James Harden. I mean,
No.
we've seen Jamal Murray in elimination games. We have not seen James Harden.
James Harden will get your coach fired and then leave.
and then leave. And then come back, maybe. Who knows? Jalen Brunson.
Jamal Murray.
Jamal Murray.
I think Murray's upside is just there. Brunson's a great, solid player who's probably outperforming what everybody thought it was. Everybody said that was an overrated contract the offseason. Man, it looks great now.
That's like when you watch a movie that you expect to be bad and it's actually okay, and then you think, oh, man, that's great. That's Jalen Brunson.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
Drew Holiday.
Oh, Jamal Murray. Oh,
I'm taking Drew Holiday.
oh.
I think Drew Holiday is the answer because of defense. Even going forward, I think his defense is he's one of the top 5 defenders in the league. Drew Holiday.
Is it more important to have be a great offensive player or a great defensive player?
NBA today, offensive.
But I think if you're a great defensive player and you're still a decent offensive player, that helps.
I mean, he's not a trash can. He's not a cone on defense. He's a decent defender.
Murray's got some size. Yeah, he's got size.
He's not horrible.
This is
the exact opposite.
This is Billy Bean. You guys are like telling me, oh no, yeah, he could defend. He could. I mean, he has the size to defend. If he could defend, he'd defend. He is not a defensive player at all. He's just not. He's just not. Zach LaVine.
Jamal Murray.
Some tricky ones down here the stretch.
Jamal Murray.
Oh, that's close.
Jamal Murray. I mean, both are very similar type of players who want the big spotlight, injury history. I trust Jamal Murray. Bradley Beal.
Jamal Murray.
Jamal Murray.
3 for 3 again, Jamal Murray. Tyrese Halliburton.
Jamal Murray.
Jamal Murray.
Give me Halliburton. Give me Halliburton. I love his game. He can play 2 positions. He's a better defender, and I think his offensive game is similar to Jamal Murray.
There's a couple players that I always know you're going to choose over anybody else. SGA, Halliburton. Like, you can't get over those guys. The 6'5" guards are like it's the 6'5" guard. It's this
combo guard. These combo guards that everybody used to stay away from because they go, well, they don't have a position. Now they've become super valuable. It's kind of the way of the NBA.
Yeah, but for me, also in the same sense, though, you take a lot of like, oh, they could be great. No, he is great. For me, he's in the NBA Finals doing his thing, and that's what I'm saying. Like, it's hard to get there. The mountaintop is not often reached, and you got to give credit where it's due.
I tend to look at these questions, and again, the question poses going forward. You guys, and specifically Coach, tends to look at, well, I've seen you do it before, so my projection is if you did it that one time, you can always do it. So I just think differently. It's okay. It's what makes us great. It's what makes us 3 for 3 is to get the different valid points in here. And it also gets people looking at, staring at YouTube and yelling at me. So, all right, that happens. Young shooter Desmond Bain.
Jamal Murray.
For sure.
Murray,
Yeah.
three
Yeah.
for 3. 2 left. DeJounte Murray. Little
Jamal
Murray
Murray.
on Murray action.
Whoa, Jamal. Wow. Pod.
Jamal Murray.
Jamal Murray's the better Murray. And the last one, I think this was the hardest one to answer. Anthony Edwards or Jamal Murray going forward. Who would you want?
Oh, Anthony Edwards.
Yeah, I don't think this one's hard at all. I think it's Ant Edwards. It's pretty easy.
I don't know, man. That's tough.
The upside on Ant is crazy.
I'll
I
take.
think
I'll
it's-
take.
We're 3 for 3. I think it's Ant
Yeah.
Edwards. If,
Yeah.
if I was a stockbroker and we could buy stock in NBA players' futures, Ant Edwards would be the one I'd go ahead and choose.
If I'm the owner of a team, I want Anthony Edwards on my team.
I'm not a fan of a 6'4" wing, right? But Ant Edwards is the guy, I think. You know what I mean?
He plays. This is one of those things, 6'4", but he plays like he's 6'7". He will go set off and dunk on everybody. The shot's developing,
So
and he's
strong,
Yeah.
athletic.
he's got that it.
He's
You know,
not a
this
great
is-
not a great actor.
I don't know. Listen, Hustle, I hated him. I hated that character. I was like, what a jerk, man. This guy's just a straight up, And I was
But-
like, oh, wait, he's actually really nice in real life.
Try this draft. You have to pick one NBA player to star in a movie: Herman Gomez or Ant Edwards. Who's your pick?
Hernan Gomez.
Easy.
Honcho.
Honcho.
Anthony Edwards.
Ha.
Why? Because I think he can dunk the ball and do more crazy, amazing things that'll make you go, you know what? His acting may be a little worse. I'll take him dunking the ball.
Honcho was the greatest college player ever.
No.
Lou Alcindor. So let's see real quick before we go on to, because there's a big offseason topic I want to go in and get into. Does Denver close it out Monday? Coach, what do you think?
Yeah, they do.
I hope they do. I just think Miami's one of those. It's zombie. They're just the zombie heat. They're never dead.
Just to revisit really quick, Miami went from being the greatest 8th seed ever to not belonging in the NBA Finals.
You
Just-
don't think they belong to the NBA Finals?
I don't think so. I think there was 2 better teams in the NFC in the Eastern Conference. I said NFC, got football in the brain. In the Eastern Conference, I think Boston and Milwaukee were superior to Miami and would have made it a better series. That's all I'm saying.
I think
And
Philly was
congrats-
superior too.
Congrats on getting here, though.
Yeah, good for them. Spo's a monster, man.
Injuries. I mean, Giannis pretty much breaks his back, right? He has a bone contusion in his back. He's bruised his back and still played a little bit. Jason
Embiid.
Tatum, game 7, Jason Tatum didn't show up because he got injured.
Embiid,
So-
before the series started.
Yeah, Embiid. Yeah, I had a contusion once, but I played through it. Let's
That was Thursday at the golf tournament, and he played through it. Swung some big putts, had some great rah mentality for us.
I'm here for the team.
You are, and that was a second place team, baby.
That's right.
Now, speaking of second place, one of these teams is going to lose, and they're going to have to try and change a lot of things in the offseason, whether that's minor tweaks or major changes. Phoenix has already kind of sent the bat signal out that they're interested in a change. Now, first question, I just want to look into this, right? So they went ahead and said, we will be releasing Chris Paul. We're going to go ahead and save $14.2 million, adjust it somewhere else. And then they started to backtrack. Said, well, we have until June 30th. So maybe we will trade him. We're open up to this. Maybe, hell, we'd like to have him back. So, first of all, what are your quick thoughts on that, Coach?
My quick thoughts are he's staying there. I never thought he was leaving. I honestly, if they do release him, he knows what's going on. He's coming right back. They're trying to make some room. They want to make some changes. He wants to win a championship. He is friends with Kevin Durant. I know there's all these rumors about Harden and all these rumors about Kyrie and all these rumors. he is very good friends with Kevin Durant. They're all that tight knit circle. I mean, even LeBron, Kevin, they're all in this little circle that they have. Like, I'll be honest, I've seen a lot of stuff. Kevin Durant and LeBron James are actually good friends. I know people don't want to believe it. It is true. I've watched too many things now. But yes, he's not going anywhere. That's what I think. I think it's all smoke screens and whatever because that's just how they have to play to be able to get other players in there.
Podfather, go ahead.
This is one of the reasons I hate today's NBA because that's the conversation we have when we're talking about a player. Oh, they're friends or they were on a banana boat together. You never saw Michael Jordan and Charles Barkley on a banana boat. They didn't care. They didn't talk until
They're on a golf course.
Yeah.
Anyways, gambling. So listen, here's the thing with CP3. I think he's out. I'm not going to say where yet, but I think he's out. I think they can get better value for that $14 million in 2 players. Phoenix, great job. Love what you're doing. Plus, is there room for a 40-game-a-year star who's never played a whole playoffs, right? And so that's my thought. Quick thoughts.
I like it. Going to your point, Coach, they're all friends. These guys have always been friends. You hear about all this hate. Sometimes the friendship just doesn't work out. Dwayne Wade and LeBron James are probably best friends out of all his NBA friends, and it didn't work out in Cleveland when Wade was there, and so they had to part ways. So I think
Miami.
I think right, and it absolutely did for LeBron James, and then he left, and Dwayne Wade was left holding a bag.
Thank God for Chris Bosh, the glue that held it all together.
Yeah, and he paid the cost for it. So I just want to go out a few trades have actually been floated out. Chris Haynes has been all over it. So let's go ahead and throw out some of the trades. Let me know. Do you think who says no to the trade? Who immediately hangs up? Is it Phoenix, the other team, or do neither and they actually make a deal? Okay. So who says no? Chris Paul to Dallas for Kyrie in a sign-and trade. Who says
Dallas.
no, Coach?
Dallas.
Yeah, I don't think either says no. I think Dallas might say, okay, I don't know if we can trust Kyrie. Let's get Chris Paul here for a year and $30 million. Try and do the thing we tried to do with Kyrie. And if it doesn't work out, then we have room for 2024 free agents. So what about Chris Paul for the other buddy, James Harden, in a sign and trade? Who says no?
Both.
Yeah, I think neither. I think if this is again, I think if Philly says we're going to lose the asset or we can get Chris Paul, get something back instead of nothing. They're in cap hell anyway. Boston. So this was floated out by I think Bob Ryan said it. Chris Paul to Boston for Malcolm Brogdon. Who says no?
Boston.
It's not enough.
For who?
Phoenix. It's not enough.
You think Chris Paul is a better player than Malcolm Brogdon?
Yes. I think Chris Paul can add more value to a championship team than Malcolm Brogdon can.
Now, that statement is true because of the age, the experience, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But what he can provide on the court, absolutely not. I like better for Boston, ship Marcus Smart and Grant Williams for Chris Paul and keep it moving.
Yeah. I mean, I like that better too, but
if I don't think either says no. I think you swap Malcolm Brogdon is just as injured as Chris Paul. He looked a little bit better in the playoffs, but I think Boston needs like a true floor general out there. But I actually like the Marcus Smart, Grant Williams, and sign and trade being flipped for Chris Paul, and let's see how it goes. Nobody wants to play in Boston, though. NBA players just don't want to go there. Next one is the finals team, the Heat. Chris Paul to Miami with Landry Shamet for Kyle Lowry and Duncan Robinson. So who says no?
Phoenix.
I like the land. Here's my thing: is I love Duncan Robinson's ability to come off a screen, shoot a three, spot up shooter. Love what Kyle Lowry would bring.
Miami too.
I think it could happen. It's valid for me, but I don't think it happens. Right?
I think Miami could realistically, with what the assets they have with Tyler Hero, and so I think they can upgrade from Chris Paul. I think Kyle Lowry and Chris Paul are kind of lateral movements. I think they can go out and say, we'll wait, and Portland will get desperate, and we'll bring Dame to
Yeah,
Miami.
I was gonna say they have an outside chance for Dame with them same type of assets, just a couple more pieces and a couple more picks, and I think they can go get Dame, or they can get Beal, or they can go get somebody like that. I think that's a complete upgrade.
Kyle Lowry does have a championship on his resume.
He does. Toronto, and he was probably the second best player on that team.
Very integral part.
Hey, has he had a better career than Chris Paul? Save
No.
it for later. Save it for later.
Okay. All right. We'll save it for later, but okay.
No, it's absolutely not, right? What a dumb
Alright, so-
question, Podfather.
No, that was not. It's
Well, not a
listen.
dumb question.
There are no dumb questions. Okay.
Only questions that dumb
There are
people
just dumb people that ask questions sometimes. That's okay. You had a moment. It's all right. That's pretty good for 3 hours sleep, though. That's pretty good. That was a good question.
Appreciate that.
That was
Appreciate that.
pretty good. The last thing I just want to talk about. So if none of these trades work out, if they end up saying, Chris Paul, thank you for your service, you're out of here, right? Where does he end up, Coach? Where do you think he ends up? You think it's back to Phoenix?
Phoenix is my number one destination for him.
Podfather?
He'll be a Laker next year.
Wow.
Should have happened in 2006, 7, whatever year that was. It'll happen next year.
So I have 3 places, and you guys know me. I'm going the other way. I don't think he ends up on a contender necessarily. I think the best situation for an organization and Chris Paul is San Antonio, Victor
Love that.
Wembanyama, the Wings. We saw this in Oklahoma City, except for I like the roster that San Antonio is going to have better than OKC's roster when he dragged them into the playoffs and got hurt. A couple other places that are kind of the same. Charlotte, does he go home to Charlotte? You know, go back to Charlotte? That would kind of bookend his career and take LaMelo under his wing. Charlotte has the number 2 pick. It's looking like Brandon Miller. Does he tell Miles Bridges, hey, knucklehead, this is what you do, and help that team?
Chris Paul plays more than LaMelo.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. And the last place that is a point guard away, a young team that's a point guard away, is Orlando. Again, I think it would be fun to see him make a little Mickey Mouse Disney run.
A point guard away from what, 500?
I think they're a point guard away from being somewhere between a 4 and 7 seed.
It's about 500.
Orlando?
Yeah.
About 500. Yes.
That would be magic.
That would be a second
That
magic
would be
moment.
magic.
It would be Epcot. So again, we'll see where he ends up. It's going to be fun. We are about 3 weeks away from free agency. Just a reminder, NBA free agency starts June 30th this year. Technically, it begins July 6th, but the tampering can begin June 30th. Again, make sure you guys let us know. Watch part 2 of the series coming up where Podfather goes through and gives you guys his the Podfather predictions for the AFC West. He crushed it last week with the AFC East. He did a great job. He's got some intense questions. He's here for all your NFL offseason. For Coach Frank LaFada, he who comes in second place in Charlotte Courthouse baseball, baby. For Podfather Alex Gullett and Teach Nelson, we who come in second place in golf tournaments, baby. We'll let you know. Make sure you follow us, like, and comment. Let us know your thoughts. We're out. 3 for 3.